Right, we're going to get our teeth stuck into this King's Stand now. I think it's a brilliant race. Frank, can you give us the King's Stand betting, please?
I can. Lady Aurelia is 3-1, Marsha 7-2, Signs of Blessing 11-2, Priceless 10s, Gold Dream 12s, Muthmere 14s, Profitable and Washington DC are 16-1, and we're 20-1 bar.
Frank, kick us off with your thoughts.
Well, like my issue with Wesley Ward's horses are they're all just massive 2-year-olds, and they don't progress at the same rate as maybe some of the UK and Irish horses. You know, that they're ready to go at 2 and they're massive, but that's it. Like, so I'd be very much willing to take her on. I do think, only for the fact that they've been absolutely touting this Lady Aurelia as almost a certainty, Marsha should be fav in my opinion. The fact that she could give a penalty away at Newmarket in the Palace Stakes and win was an incredible performance. I didn't think she was capable of that. She's clearly very good, improved a lot from 3 to 4. She looks bomb-proof, but at the same time, there's one horse in there I put up in the Anti-Post podcast, and I'm very keen at still, and that's the French horse Signs of Blessings.
Love him. Everyone knows I love him. Yeah,
he's just like, go back and watch the Diamond Jubilee. Your heart goes out to him. Like, to me, he was the best horse in the race for 5 3/4 furlongs, and he got caught late. He came back for Champions Day in the sprint there, and again for about 5.5 furlongs, he's travelled like a dream. He just didn't quite get home. But what he did in Deauville the last time, he gave £11 to Profitable, who won this race last year, and battered him. The jockey, I watched it again this morning, the jockey didn't even pick up his whip to him. It was incredible. Now, perhaps the one tiny question mark would be the faster ground, but I think he should be okay in it. And there seems to be the pace drawn high as well here with Take Cover himself, even Lady Aurelia, all drawn in double figure berths. So I think they might be at a slight advantage, and I think this is, again, got a really good chance. I like him a lot.
I agree with you. He did win the Prix Maurice de Geest over 6.5 furlongs. I know this is over 5, but he won that on good ground. So I'm with you. I'm hoping that it doesn't get too dry and too firm. Nick, Lady Aurelia, Marsha, Signs of Blessing, or something else?
Maybe something else. I think this is a race to have a real go at one. I don't like
Really?
Lady Aurelia for the reasons that Frank has already said. And there's some good horses hanging out with really big prices here, double figures. Gold Dream is one that catches my eye because he's won the race before 2 years ago in 2015. He missed out last season, 2016. It's a bit of a write-off for him, but Robert Cowell reckoned that I think he took him over to Meydan, and he never really got a break into him. Subsequently, he was never at his best. But there's just signs to me in his first couple of races this season that he is coming back to something near his best. He ran well in the Palace House, third behind Marsha there. Ran really good race in the Temple last time. And with this weather forecast and the predicted fast ground, he's going to absolutely relish that. So I think 12-1 is a great each-way price for Gold Dream. I wouldn't be surprised to see a big run from Cotai Glory as well. He's a bit of an old favourite of mine, almost won the race last season on what apparently was the wrong ground for him. And I'm led to believe he works with Batash at home, a horse of Charlie Hill's who absolutely sluiced up at Sandown at the weekend. So, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a bit of an old rogue, and when you expect him to do it, he doesn't. So he's one to chance at a bigger price, I think, because he has got it in the locker to run a big race in something like this. So a couple of each-way stabs for me. I'm
with both of you in that I'm avoiding Lady Aurelia. Her performance last year was spectacular, but I just think she's not faced anything of this calibre of opposition so far. Brendan, are you skating away from Lady Aurelia, or are you going to get stuck in?
Well, just at the price, I think Frank makes a fair point. I mean, that was such a huge effort from Marsha in Newmarket. I think she should probably be favoured on the back of that. But like Nick, there's a good chance you'll get 4 places here with at least one or two.
We are 4 places, Brent.
Straight away. There's one good eggs, Paddy Power. So 4 places. Gold Dream for the reason Nick said, and Alpha Delfini, whose brother, of course, continued to improve until he was about 15. So he's only had 14 runs. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run well at a big price. So I might chance the 2 of those each way.
Okay, plenty of value to be had in the King's Stand from our perspective then. We will move on to the St James's Palace Stakes now. The 2000 Guineas winner has won this race 6 times since 2002, including 3 of the last 4 years. Do we think Churchill can emulate Glen Eagles? Frank, what do you make of Churchill? Do you think similar to Ribchester, he's bomb-proof, and can we get some prices as well?
Yeah, he's age 13, Barney Roy 9-4, Thundersnow 8, 20s Lancaster Bomber and Rivet, 33-1 bar. Look, I think I was reading something this morning that Aidan has had 3 dual Guineas winners go for this race and they all won. I know I am a big fan of Barney Roy, and he was unfortunate in the 2000 Guineas at Newmarket, taking a false step and nearly coming down and still only beating a length. But I do get the feeling that Churchill improved about £5 anyway in the Irish Guineas, which means Barney Roy will have to step up again. Now, he's only had the 3 ones, so it's very plausible that he could. But for me, I think Churchill will probably just be too good. But these 2 are, in my opinion, a mile clear of the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 2 very good calls, but I think Churchill will just about do it.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of hard to oppose, isn't he? I mean, I said once, you're led into questioning him, and then the moment the race starts, I mean, even at the Curry, Ryan was asking him, and then he picked up sooner than he thought he would, and it just all looked so easy. Nick, are you reluctant to take on Churchill?
Yeah, I'm not going to take him on at all. I thought he doesn't always look the most visually impressive. I mean, that's been discussed quite a lot, and he only just does enough. But that's probably what enables him to keep going in these Group 1 races and build up a sequence like he has. But even for him, I thought he was quite impressive in Ireland last time. I thought he won visually. He looked more impressive than he normally does.
Probably wouldn't have loved that ground either, would he?
No, but he put the race to bed very, very quickly. And I know connections Barney Roy are, fairly confident they might be able to turn the tables here. But I think whatever Barney Roy produces, Churchill will just produce that bit more. And I think I said it last week, whether he's still in front of these at the end of the season, I don't know, but I think he's got an advantage over them at the moment, and he'll show that again tomorrow. Okay,
Brendan, Churchill?
No, I'm going to have a small bet on Barney Roy. The prices have closed up since we did the Ascot preview, but I still think they're slightly wrong. Interestingly, I didn't think he improved all that much at the Curragh like the lads, but I see the RPRs give it a £4 better performance. I suppose it was easier to run a bigger figure at the Curragh because Newmarket was such a mess of a race. I mean, it's a fair point. Like, Churchill probably wasn't helped by the way the race was run in Newmarket either, because he would have liked a stronger gallop to run at, but he certainly wasn't as inconvenienced as poor old Barney Roy, and it was only Barney's 4th run of his life. I would have them a little bit closer in the betting than they are, so I'll chance him.
Do you reckon, Brendan, he might actually drift out to a price where you could back him each way tomorrow?
Well, I mean, even so say he goes 5-2. I don't know will anyone go a quarter, but I mean, even if they are a fifth, so I mean, it's nearly inconceivable he could be out.
There is a bit of 5-2, but I was wondering, would he get to like? There's no chance of getting to 130 or 70.
Well,
right
they'd have to. It's hard to believe anyone backed under Snow. Well, maybe it's just a horse I completely underestimate. But they'd have to smash into Churchill, which is possible. But even a 5-2, you're losing 50 cents. You're effectively turning them into a 6-1 shot if you back them each way at 5-2 a fifth. So that's a pretty sound bet, a disgusting bet. Like, I wouldn't be able to look at bookie. I wouldn't be able to look a book in the eye when I put that bet on. But if you can put your conscience to one side, that is a knock in each way bet, yeah.